Hey guys, Casey here with VanTripping.com and also with Mountain Bluebird. I just gave it a clean, so I cleaned it up. I also just installed this owl tire carrier and ladder. Installed, and you'll notice also that I just installed the spare tire on in reverse, is what most people do it. This kind of my thought there is two things. One, it puts the weight of the wheel, the center of the wheel, a little bit closer inward instead of outward. And yeah, it doesn't look as pretty, but who cares, right? I don't care. I'm not looking at it. But the other reason why is because I bought this cam from Daystar, and it's designed to fit within a 15-inch wheel. It's basically designed to go on a spare tire carrier, fit within the wheel. And this is one that instead of carrying fuel or water, because I have plenty of onboard fuel and water. Let me open this up here so you can see. This one here opens up from this latch right up here in the front and the top, and roughly they say about 2 to 2.5 gallons worth. And this little snaps it back on. It's got these little screw-on cam attachments, so you rotate it basically a quarter turn, and then it locks onto the mount or locks onto another can, or another can locks onto it. I thought this would be very cool to put my recovery gear in there and get some of my heavy recovery gear out of the van. Oh, super heavy bag here with a whole lot of recovery gear that I keep inside the van. I want to get it out. So here's the problem I have. It fits on really well, fits within there, except for the fact the top has got this really large mount, and this is a 16-inch wheel, and it collides with the wheel, with the rim of the wheel, and that doesn't make any sense, really. And especially when this through bolt here doesn't even seem like it's centered within the vertical height of the cam. And there's also a lot of room around the bottoms here. So if this hole right here was mounted just a little bit further up, it would bring this whole can down, take up this available space, and allow this latch in here to fit within. So I'm really disappointed about that. There's also a lot of space around the sides here that they could have taken up. All wheels are round, so it's not like this is any difficult equation to figure out. What I'm going to probably do here is I'm going to try cutting this down. I think there's just enough room that I can cut this strap, this rubber strap, and these mounts down. It's definitely risky. I could mess something up here, but in order to get it to fit in, either that or I just take them off and find some other way to buckle this, which is certainly a possibility. You can see here's the all tire carrier, and that orange can in the middle is the cam can. It's made to fit basically a 15-inch wheel. You can see there's not a lot of space around this 16-inch wheel that's on the Sprinter. And it does, the Sprinter clamp, I mean the Owl van clamps down this just fine. This does give you a pretty good amount of recovery gear. Great idea to be able to put fuel or, in this case, dry storage in between your spare tire. And you see what I did is I just simply turned the spare tire around so I could fit that right in there. Here's the cam can. Here's part of the issue is not only do you have a lot of wasted space because obviously the tire is round and this is not round, but also on a dusty trail, which we get around where I live, there's a lot of dust that's built up in here. So it is and there's a lot of wasted space because of its form factor, and it's just a little too narrow. It'd be nice if this thing was about twice as thick as it is. You can tell it's only about 3 inches of depth there, even though it's about 5 inches in total depth or height. It'd be nice if this thing was more like 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches inside height. So I've come up with a solution I'm going to show you to improve the amount of storage capacity that can fit in between the spare tires. Okay, here's my recovery gear that came out of the cam that was totally packed. And you can see all the dust in there that came in through this because it doesn't seal well around the edges there. And look how little space it takes up in this can right here. I mean, it's not that big of a can, but boy, it fits so incredibly well in there. Now you have tons more room to put my tree saver strap in. I don't know what else, but yeah, maybe some other recovery gear. So definitely a big improvement going from the cam to my Kittle recovery kit. Pretty awesome, huh? So this fits perfectly, right? So perfectly, you can almost not even rotate it all the way around easily with the wheel weights in there. It is a nice big square form factor. It gives a lot more space. It does stick out about almost 2 inches from the edge of the tire here, but still about an inch less than the bottom of the owl step here. So I'll still be able to use this step. I'll still be able to tighten this down with an extended rod, which I'm going to go over in a minute. And I'll show you this little can here that I put together. It's pretty sweet and pretty simple. This is it. And so it's got this really nice, I put these mounts on here. These are actually watertight mounts except for the hole through in the middle. And I'll show you what I did here in these because it's pretty cool. So this right here, this lid seals on really nice and tight. It is actually ant proof because it's made for animal food storage. And I put a threaded rod through the middle there, and then this cap piece goes right over that. It's instead of threaded, it's actually I chose one that was slotted, and so this goes right on. It fits right over that. So this way, whatever you put in here, you can put stuff in there. You can still get it out real easily, but now it's also essentially nearly watertight or dust tight. You know, the rod's going to go through the middle here, and this can itself with the lid is pretty much dust tight, unlike the cam can, which you can see opens up. And I couldn't get the clasp on the outside here because it was too tight to fit inside the wheel, even though it said it should fit the 16-inch wheel, no problem at all. So this will allow me to put the threaded rod right through the whole thing with the lid totally on, and you can see it fits up nice and tight against the wheel. So I'm just going to now extend this threaded rod. I could get an extension, but the easier way to do it was just simply I'm going to replace the whole rod. And that was also for safety. Somebody could unthread the end here and steal my recovery gear or wheel. So I just got a new rod. I'm going to cut it to length that I need, drill the hole through here, and mount that just very, very much the same way as Al's done. So that'll take care of keeping the tire and my recovery gear secure and give me way more space than the cam can, which albeit a good idea. Not quite a lot for the dry storage, maybe much better for the liquid storage, which they do have those for water and fuel. All right. So for $18 for this little Kittle box versus the almost $80 for the CanCam Trail box, I gained more than double the interior storage space for storing stuff in a much more compact space. It only stuck out about 2 inches from the back of the spare tire there. You can certainly get these boxes in different dimensions. And so I simply added a new longer threaded rod, drilled a hole through it to put my padlock through that. And this box is held up even to power washing, certainly intense trail dust. Perfectly great, keeping the water and dust out and holding the gear in there. Certainly my suggestion over the cam can. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much for joining in and listening to this cool little project I did and a review on the cam can. And certainly go visit my website if you want some more information, or to write to me and ask any questions if you want. Thanks so much. Bye.